Okay, Lula, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Thank you for being so patient, man. I listen. I'll be having a lot of different characters on here, so I'll be having to try to do my best to get through these questions. Sometimes, how old are you? Where are you from?
I am 33, Louisiana.
Okay, let's get to these questions, Lula. Tonight is about the woman because they always say that I always focus on the woman, or they always say I focus on the woman. All the topics and questions is to the woman, so I'm letting the woman hold the men accountable tonight and give it all up to the men. So let's get into these questions. Do you think a lot of men prioritize money over emotional connections with women? And when I say that, I say that to say, what's up, Julie? I say that to say, do you think that a lot of men, um, think that if they have and or are earning a certain amount of money, that they're going to be able to, um, you know, attract a higher quantity of women and possibly higher quality of women. And because of that, they don't really try to factor in building an emotional connection with women. What do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, that's really hard, like just straight yes or no answer, because that is definitely dependent on uh the place. I mean, you're not gonna have somebody from like, the backwoods trying to like gain up money to impress a girl. But like if you turn it to like New York or something, that's kind of like where, you know, you'd have the more materialistic people. So, as far
Do
as
you
like the most people go, or the most men go, I
do you think that men are out here working as hard as they are though? The ones that are working hard, like myself. Do you think these young men are working hard to like impress women though, or to build up their own self confidence and their own manhood and get their ish together? Do you think they're doing it for the sole purpose to impress women?
no,
Okay, I just wanted to double check that.
no,
But
I think they're
but
doing it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
I think like the sole purpose is, I mean, women might come and go in their life, so I don't think it's solely to attract a woman. More so maybe for future, like being able to support a household with a woman and children in it.
Right, because they're gonna need money to do that, right?
Right.
Okay. So for a young man, it only makes sense for him to prioritize, especially like in his like 20s, it only makes sense for him to prioritize building his financial foundation. So not only can he take care of himself, but that he can really be in a serious relationship to where he can do things with and for a woman. And like you said, if it is a young man that he knows later on in his life, he does want to have a family. He does want to have a home one day. Like in our capitalistic society, he's going to need to have money to do those things. So being that he's going to need to have money to do those things, it only makes sense for him to prioritize, you know, getting his finances up.
Right. I do agree with that.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to touch on pertaining to? Okay. So let me ask you this: Do you think that?
Well, I
Do you
mean,
think
you
that?
you
Do you
asked me
think
to
that
come in.
when do, do you think that when men are in relationships though, do you think um do you think they kind of like neglect the whole emotional part though? Do you think there are times where they might neglect the emotional part of the relationship?
Absolutely.
Okay, can you speak a little bit to that, whether it be your personal experience or whether however you think it may go?
Um, I think that with the assumption in like most modern day ways of dating and stuff, like you date for a while and then you end up moving in together.
Mhm.
Um, the the emotional connection part kind of fades for guys
Uh-huh.
quicker, I guess. And then it just kind of becomes like this day in, day out type of life where you just go to work, you come home,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, you don't like um, talk as much. You don't have as
Right.
much like, because you've kind of already figured out and learned everything about them. So you're not trying to impress them anymore. And you just kind of almost get into like this continuous rut, I guess, of just living in the same house with another person, Not saying
Okay.
that happens all the time.
Yeah, I know. But okay, I have to ask you a question though. Do you think that when a man gets in a relationship that he should like adjust his lifestyle to accommodate to be more accommodating towards his woman? So like Lula Bear, if you're dating an investment banker, if you're dating I don't know, a first or second year attorney, if you're dating someone that's in a residency or a physician, if you're dating someone, Lula Bear, that their life is much more than working a job 8 hours a day and then having the rest of the day to do whatever. If you're dating that person or if you're married to that person, should that person adjust their lifestyle to be more accommodating to the woman? And I asked that, Lula Bear, because I only hear women talking about this whole emotional connection thing. I don't hear a lot of men. I don't hear any men at all saying these women are not they're prioritizing. I hear men saying that women are prioritizing their careers over relationships, but men that are actually in relationships, what happened to her? Oh my gosh, we died. Unmute. Maybe she'll come back.
Listen, I just want to say the amount of people hating on Hiba for being happy. May the Lord remove the hate and spitefulness from your hearts. Because what
Uh,
is this? Like, damn. She
he
realized
said
that
she
she
realized.
lost.
Hold on, is that her? Is she coming back? No, that's
No,
not her.
like, it's not
Okay.
her. Dude, they're so
Oh,
hateful to
here
this
she
girl.
about to
Like,
come back. Let you in for
she's
10
just in
seconds. All
love.
right, say that. Bro, why y'all hating on Hilba, man? What Hilba do to y'all?
Bro, it's because
I
she's
just want
in
to say
love.
I agree. They're so mad. They're crying.
I don't know what
They're
just happened.
itching and foaming at the mouth.
Literally,
Really
they're in
sad and
tears.
embarrassing.
Can
Okay,
you?
Amira. I'm gonna get you back
Mm?
on. Let me finish with Lula Bear, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
I'm
We
sorry.
dial you back up. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Not
No,
you
but what I was
telling me
saying,
what to
Lula
do.
Bear,
Can you
is
at least say please?
please mute back up. Thank you, Wida. Lula Bear, what I was saying was, do you think is that? I mean, I don't hear men saying that women are just not. She's just not like being emotionally connected to me. Like I don't hear men saying that. I don't hear men basically because what I'm getting from it, and I want to know what you're getting from it. What I'm getting from it is that what I'm getting from it is women are saying that when men get into relationships, they should basically adjust their lifestyle to be more accommodating to the woman.
Okay,
What are you
wait.
what are
So
you getting from
I
it?
don't know what I might have missed. Can you just ask the question one more time?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like the whole emotional connection thing, I'm just saying, I personally feel that there's a lot like women are saying, because again, I don't hear men speaking about emotional connection pertaining to women. So what I'm saying is, do you think that women are basically saying that when men get into relationships, that they should adjust their lifestyle to be more accommodating to the woman?
Yes, and I say yes because that's on both ends because you're no longer living to appease yourself because you have taken on another responsibility as to appeasing another person, not necessarily adjusting your entire aspect or lifestyle per se, but being able to coexist with another person and make sure the relationship stays happy and healthy,
Okay,
if we're
so
only talking about emotions, if that's what you're talking about.
yeah, okay. So again, if you're dating a man that Like when you started dating him, all the time you've been dating him, like you know what it is. Like you know what his work schedule is like. You know what his life is like. You know what his life is like outside of work. You know, if you've been like, if you wasn't down with it from the jump, like, why have you stayed in this relationship all this time? Like, why not? You know, if this man was, because a lot of these women say they want ambitious men, Lula Bear, and an ambitious man is not just like working 8 hours a day and then just chilling the rest of the day. Like, he has other stuff going on outside of work, whether it's a part-time job, whether he whether he has a business that he's working on, he has other stuff going on outside of work. So if women want men that can be there for them whenever they want them to be there for them, why don't they like date those type of men? Like, why don't you go get like a dude like behind the cash register, or a dude that's like working, the floor at Target? Why don't you go be with that type of man if that's the type of man that, if you want a man that has a whole bunch of time on his hands?
No, and I agree with you on that aspect. But if we're just talking about pure emotional, not changing later on in the relationship, like this would obviously be determined going into a relationship if you're, compatible in that sense or not, and your needs are being met, not like years down the road and just kind of like miserable.
Thank you for that gift, I choose. Okay, so but let me just ask you this before we move to the next question. I just want to be clear. If a woman wants to be with a man that can, like, I don't know, she can, like, they can sleep in the same bed every night, they can go on a certain amount of dates a month, whatever it may be. Can you join? Yeah, if you request. But what I'm saying, Little Bear, if a woman wants to be with that type of man, I mean, you're a woman, and there's other women in here. If I said that they probably shouldn't be going after certain type of men, that they have a very busy work schedule, and they have other stuff going on outside of work, shouldn't they be targeting a certain like type of man that can, like, really accommodate them in that way?
Yes, I agree with that.
And wouldn't that man be a man that makes in most cases, wouldn't that be a man that makes less money and is probably less ambitious?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Either less money, less ambitious, or not necessarily. I mean, because you can have like a product manager who works from home and only needs to put in a few hours a week or a day. Like, it's not necessarily means that they make less money. It just all depends on their job title. So I wouldn't say that they're less ambitious. They just might not be um in a particular like um field of work.
Okay, I ain't gonna go there.
No, I mean, did I say anything wrong?
What? My gosh, denial. Cause see, it's not no damn denial, bro. It's just the facts of the matter. Like, I mean, like in corporate America, like, bro, like the higher the position, the more your workload is. Like, the more money you make, the more work it's going to be.
But that's what I'm trying to say is
And
like
and I go ahead.
nowadays, I mean, you can make a really good living working from home.
Yeah,
Um, and so it's not necessarily a larger workload. It's not necessarily you physically having to leave more or you physically having to be away more or you having to have like physical um laborious jobs. So I don't find that that's equivalent.
but Lula Bear, there's also men that work in corporate America, and after their day job, they have an evening job or a nighttime job that they work 3-4 days a week on the weekdays, and maybe on the weekend too. Vibrant, what's up, bro? Ty, what's up? So I'm just like, I I'm not gonna say. Listen, I'm not gonna say what I do for a living or like how much money or none of that stuff anymore. Like, well, I've
I
never
was
really
being
said how much. What you said we done?
I was ready.
You was what? You breaking up? Facts. I work a regular
I
job. We die. You breaking up, yo? Facts. I work a regular job and still Uber after. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. YBC the nerd. So they don't really want
Can you
they
guys
don't really
hear me?
want. I can hear you now.
Okay,
Oh, I'm not saying okay, so I'm not saying that
basically,
that's not a pot like that's not a situation. I was just saying that it's not all or none. It's not either or. Like there is like you're trying to like narrow everything down to if they have money then they are away from home and they are gone and you have to deal with that, or you have to deal with somebody who doesn't make money. So I mean, I just feel like that's just such a broad category because there's so many different things that could happen.
We die. What were you gonna say?
um, yeah, I feel like what she's basically saying is true though. Like, I work as a project manager for a tech company currently, right? And I'm gonna be
Yeah,
real, like, there's some people I work with that obviously higher up me, some people that are lower than me, right? And if a man wants to spend time with you, he has the time. Basically, like, he'll make the time, right? Like,
yeah,
it's not like,
yeah,
yeah, like, and not all emotional interactions have to be lengthy, right? Not all
yeah.
emotional interactions have to be. We told Hiba what happened to Big Pharma. Girl, I quit Big Pharma in February. The girl who said go to tech, so I went to tech. I'm trying to get in my bag. But basically, like, it essentially, like, it depends on the person. If someone cares about you, they'll make the time. If they don't care about you, they won't make the time. It's that simple.
And you're
No
right
one
about
is
that. We
too
die.
busy.
But 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 you know, if you want to cuddle and watch Netflix like three, yeah, Ty, bro. So I don't know what to do at this point, bro. If you wanna cuddle and watch Netflix like 3 weekdays out of the week, but I'm like busy outside grinding, making money, we're not gonna be able to do that. Are you cool with us not being able to do that? Are you cool with, having to go to sleep by yourself like four, like out of the 5 weekdays? Like, are you cool with that? If you cool with that, then that's cool. But a lot of these women are trying to make it seem as if like, bro, this man is just totally like detached. He's only focused on his money. Like, and it's like, yeah, some of us is really like, yeah, like we're really focused on ourselves and our purpose. Like, a woman is not going to distract us. A woman is not going to
Then
deter
why the
us
hell are
from
you in a
whatever path that we were
relationship,
on.
bro? Like, why would you want to be in a relationship then? That's mad weird. Like, literally, I was telling this to Aunt, right? I was like, listen, Aunt. Aunt was out here like, I'm not trying to be in no long term relationship. Then leave women alone. I'm a player. I'm a self proclaimed player, bro. I know I'm a player. I'm a heartbreaker. I know this off the rip, which is why I'm direct with men, right? I do not want you in my life long term, and you want to stick around, then that's on you, right? However, men are so annoying. Y'all will go, she's not going to distract me from my goal. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. Name one man in history who hasn't had his bag fumbled because of poom poom. Name one. I'm going to wait. Name one
No, what
man.
I'm saying, what I'm saying, we
Who
died
do
is
you
that
think
like,
you is, Hottie?
but
Tie
we
shit
died.
up
That's
with
why
your
I
men's
asked.
warehouse
We
suit.
died. That's why I asked Lula Bear. That's why I asked Lula Bear. It's like, bro, you gotta understand, like, that certain caliber of man is not going to adjust his lifestyle to be more accommodating to you, just to be there when you want him to be there, and for him to be at your side when you want him to be at your side. Yeah,
As well.
because like
Well, I guess that's the thing, though.
we die.
You, you
Even as a woman, you shouldn't allow a man to have that much of an effect on you to where you just get totally
No,
thrown off.
if I care about someone, obviously my lifestyle has to change in order to make space for that person. Otherwise, I'm just gonna end up like lonely and weird. And let's just be realistic. Someone cares, you will make the time. If you don't make the time, it's because you don't care. I've seen men,
Facts.
right, like with really, really high paying jobs, like I'm talking major bands, right? And
Yeah,
these fools have the time to go partying with like, girls in their 20s and shit. And
yeah,
it's like, okay, cool, like thanks for all the fun. However, these people have full blown families, and what that tells me
right.
is they do have the time,
Yeah,
but they'd rather spend it somewhere else.
yeah. That's facts. That's facts. I agree with you. Like, listen, if someone wants to make time, like that's for not just for men, just people in general. Like
Mm-hmm.
in life, we do make time for the things that we want. We died. All of us make time for the things that we want. So even when it comes to like just not just exclusive relationships, just people in general, like if someone's not making time for you, it's because they don't want to make time for you. So I agree with you on that. Okay.
Yeah, like it's not about adjusting your lifestyle for someone or no man with this much money. You damn right know the men with the most money are the freakiest ones who just sit there and probably have 2 meetings a day. That's when you have that fuck you money. When you got 2 meetings and everything else is absolute nonsense. So how you gonna
Yeah.
tell me that person can't make time for someone?
Yeah. You're right. Okay. Lula Bear. Lula Bear, what is the bare minimum that you expect from a man?
um, personally,
Yeah.
or like, okay,
No, this is pertaining to you. Yeah, this pertains specifically to you. Because there's a lot of
um,
women out here. There's a lot of women out here saying like, "Girl, if he ain't giving you the bare minimum, and the bare minimum to a lot of different women is a lot of different things. Because some women, see a rapper or a ball player or entertainer. They be on the shade room. They'll see the gift that they'll gift their girlfriend or their wife, and despite the fact that that's not their reality, they'll want to try to make that their reality. So that'll become the bare minimum for them, even though that's never ever going to be the bare minimum for them. They're never ever going to experience that in their life. So I'm asking you, what is the bare minimum for you?
bare minimum would be um someone that can
Yes.
respect me, someone that can have like a civil and good conversation with me. Like I'm the type of person who, if something's bothering me, I like to be able to talk about it and clear the air about something and not just kind of blow it off. So somebody that can do that with me. Someone that loves me and respects me and like I have their undivided attention, meaning they're not out seeking other women on the side or entertaining other women. And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, no. And when I say like what's I'm talking about for a man that you would entertain pursuing a serious long-term relationship with. So you don't have like any when it comes to finances, he doesn't need to be making a certain amount of money, nothing of the sort. You don't have
No,
anything.
not at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
So if he's where are you located? You said Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Okay, I never been to Louisiana, but if he was making 30K in Louisiana, but he was very loving, caring, and compassionate towards you, you wouldn't have no problem dating him.
Not at all.
Okay, I don't know how many men are in the chat. I need to start doing this. Listen, if you believe what to the men and shit, woman, you can guess too, but I know what y'all gonna guess. For the men in here, if y'all believe what she just said, put a smiley face, and if you don't believe what she just said, put a crying face.
Well,
While
just,
that's
I
going
mean,
on,
if you're
while that's
doing
going,
that, hold on, wait,
you,
wait, wait. Just to give a little backstory of me. I was in a relationship for 6 years and I was the only person working. Um, my boyfriend did not work, I was allowing him to attend school. So I was a sole provider for that relationship,
He was
financial.
he was in school, right?
I was putting him through school, yes.
You were putting him through school.
Yes,
Why were
Hold
you putting him through school?
because I
We
loved
died. We
him.
died. We
And
died. We died. We died. We died. I got it. We died.
I
I
gotta
got it. We
go.
died.
I gotta go. Listen, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave. I'm in shock. I'm leaving.
We died.
I'm not.
We died. I got it. We died. I got it, yo. I
No,
got
it's
it.
not
Don't worry
about you
about it.
got
I
it or
got it. I got it.
not. I need to
We
ask.
died. I got
Let
it.
me just
Don't.
ask this one thing. Let me ask this one thing. Listen, Lola, are y'all still together?
no, we're not.
Shout out to that guy. But yeah, we died. I got it. Why were you putting him through school, Lula Bear?
Because that's what you do. Like we were planning a life together, and I wanted to help him get on his feet. He was we met, we were working at a restaurant as servers whenever we met. And I'm not going to drag it on. I'm just giving small
How
details.
old were you? How old were y'all when this was going on?
Um I was 26
How old was
and
he?
he was 21, 22.
Were you paying his tuition out of pocket, or did you take out loans for him?
No, I was paying monthly for him to go to school. I don't understand what the big deal is because, like, would you not do that for a girl that you loved? I mean, I'm asking direct, like, would you not do that for somebody that you cared
No,
about?
no. Hold on. All right, hold on. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Listen, if you would pay for your boyfriend or girlfriend's school, apartment, if you would pay out of pocket, if you would take out a loan, put a smiley face. If you would not do that, put a crying face.
You do know we were an item. We were living together.
Okay, you were 26 and he was 21, correct?
He was 22, yeah.
Okay, how long were y'all dating before you started paying for his school?
3 years, 2.5, 3 years.
So you started dating this young man when he was like 18?
No, no, no. I was 26 and he was 22. And then 3 years into that relationship, he wanted to go to school. So he would have been like
So
24.
so from the time he graduated high school to the time that he decided that he wanted to go to school, was he not working a job if he was not in school?
Yeah, like I said, we met at we met while we were working together at a restaurant. We were servers.
So as a young man, if he was working, why and y'all were living together, why didn't he pay for his own school or take out a loan for whatever funds that he needed?
Because he had to quit his job because his school time and my work time was conflicting and he didn't have a vehicle. So I had to let him use my car to go back and forth. And then I bought him a car for him to go back and forth to work after he graduated.
Wait, did you just say you bought him a car?
I did. Like, I don't know why that's weird. Do men not do this for women? I mean, like, I'm an equalist. Like, I don't understand why that's like shocking.
Wait, can I ask, was it like a loan? Like, did you take out loans for him in your name for his schooling? Was it like a payday loan type situation? What are we talking? Sally
No,
Mae?
I paid I paid cash. I paid
Your savings
mints.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, wait. Did you just say you paid cash for the car?
Yes.
and for the school?
Yes.
What about your savings? Like, what was that looking like?
What do you mean?
Like,
Wait,
okay.
so you were just Lulaberry, you were using the money that you were earning from your job. Were you just working at one job or were you working multiple jobs?
While he was in school, I picked up a second job.
Oh
So you
Lord.
picked up a second job in order to fully fund his school and buy him a car. Whose
Okay.
name was the car in?
I put it in his name.
Yo, I can't do this. Oh my god. Yo, I'm actually freaking dizzy right now. Like, I know you're like, his name is on the title. Listen, baby.
Well, I mean, hey, and that doesn't even
Did
matter
he
because
pay you
like
back?
3 months in, he wrecked it and totaled it. So that was a loss. And then I ended up buying myself a new vehicle and giving him my old one.
Okay.
And he still has that car. We split up and I just gave it to him.
Okay, but what about him paying for school? Like, you paying for his school? Like, did he end up paying you back for that?
No.
Are you still like paying off any loans potentially, or?
No. I mean, whenever he went to school, it was a short course. It was he went to school to be an EMT and then he went to school after that to be a paramedic. So the first course was like a 3-4 month course that I paid, and then
So how much
the
are we talking?
paramedic was a year and a half.
So you wait. So wait. Hold on, wait. So you didn't even pay for like a associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. You paid for this
No.
man to go get us. You paid for him to go get a certificate.
Right. I mean, it was still schooling that he needed to.
No, it's still like it's expensive. It's not cheap.
It
Like
was 2 years.
a paramedic and EMT, that's a lot of training, and on top of that, you need to pay for like a bunch of side courses, right?
Hold on, we dog. We hold on. Excuse me. We just forgot about something. Wait, y'all were living together were y'all living in an apartment? Where were y'all living?
Just a rent house.
So y'all were so the money, so he wasn't working, he was just doing, because for whatever reason, despite the fact that a lot of college students are able to go to school and some have a full-time job, but some lot have part-time jobs. So you paid rent, you funded his school, and you bought him a car.
Yes. And not to mention, I mean, I also at the time had a 6-year-old that I was supporting.
Oh Jesus Christ,
Wait,
Lula!
wait,
Why the
wait,
fuck
wait,
did
wait,
you?
wait, 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 wait. Did you just say you were dating a 22-year-old?
Which was
You were
26.
paying the rent you were paying the rent on the house that y'all were renting. You bought him a car. You were funding his school, and you also had a 6-year-old kid.
I did, yes. And my child's father was never in his life. I don't get child support or anything.
And you listen, I want to say like, okay, is he working as an EMT now, cuz you did get that question a lot.
He's working as a paramedic, yes.
And so I mean, like, okay, can I ask who initiated the breakup?
He did.
Oh my fucking god, Lula, where the hell are your friends?
I don't have any friends.
Well, guess what? You know what now? If I ever hear you talking about I'm gonna pay a man's bills, I will personally go out to Louisiana and square up with you, because what is that? You deserve so much more. Like, you, oh my god, he literally used you.
Yeah, I realized that. I realized that halfway into his paramedic courses. And so I just wanted to let him
Yeah,
finish
where are
out
your friends
his
now?
school. Um, I just wanted to let him finish out school And that way I knew that he was going to be set after we broke up.
So what if he's set or not? You are a mother, okay? You had a 6-year-old child. You picked up a second job, and he knew all of this while only doing an EMT course. I was like in full blown college, right? Like taking like the maximum load of classes, right? And I still had time to work a full-time job because I felt like I needed to take care of myself. He was just a lazy and used you, and a lot of people are going to do that if you keep this mindset.
Hold on,
Okay.
hold
Well,
on.
well, no, because I mean, I'm married now, so like there's no more
Do you pay
problems like that.
bills?
No, I don't work.
Okay, but Lula Bear, like serious question. Was that 19, 18, however old he was when y'all first got together? Was that your first relationship?
No, because I had a child from a previous relationship, and prior to him, I dated someone for 6 years that was real abusive and um not in a good relationship. And prior to that guy was the father of my child.
Okay, I listen. I'm not like trying to like joke around or nothing like that. Like, did anyone? I mean, did your parents? I know you said like you didn't have any friends at the time. Was there anyone in your life that knew you were in a relationship with this young man and also knew that you were fully funding this young man's lifestyle, despite the fact that you had a child?
Yes,
Like,
and don't think that I put my child below this man. Like my child is and will always be, you know, above anybody. And to note, the paramedic I did have a child with as well.
wait, you have a child by him?
Yes.
When did you have a child by him?
Um, well, my child will be 2 this coming July, so not that long ago.
So you had a child with him when you weren't in a relationship with him?
No, towards the end of our relationship, we ended up getting pregnant, and then shortly after that, we separated.
What ethnicity was this young man?
White, Caucasian. Hey, things happen. You know, that's the thing. Like I like to stay positive, and
No,
I
Lula Bear. Like on a serious note, was your dad aware of this? Was your mother aware that this was going on? Like, I'm not trying to joke around with you. I'm being very serious. Was there
yeah.
any was
Well,
so okay?
it wasn't so
There were
much.
people that knew you were in a relationship with this young man, but did your mother, did your father, especially your father, did any of your associates at the time, did they know that you were fully funding this man's lifestyle? And please be honest.
Yes, I mean,
And they
because it
encourage you,
wasn't. It,
and they encourage you to do that.
well, because you know, at the
Did,
time, it
did they
was
encourage? Did they encourage you to do that?
except that I was doing that. Yes, but the thing is that at the time,
No. Not that they accept it. Did they encourage you to do that, or did they say that you should not be doing that?
no, they didn't say I should not be doing that. Um, because what it was, you know, we were planning on getting married and everything. And I wanted him to be able to go to school and everything and get his life in order. And then I was supposed to go to school while he was working, and that just didn't happen that way.
You, Lula Bear, you were 26 when this was going on. Like,
And no, he does not pay child support for the people
you
who
were
are
20.
asking.
You were 26 when this was going on. Like, I mean, I mean, you didn't have. I'm asking. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, did you not have any spirit of discernment? Have you ever heard of being run game on? Have you ever heard of like finessing, like men finessing women or woman finessing men? Like, was there any point in time when you were doing all this that you were like, why am I doing all this? Like, really, does it make sense for me to do?
No, not at all. Because I mean, that's just in my nature. Like um, I don't look at it like I was set up, like I kind of created that lifestyle for him and he just, took it farther than what I expected. So, which that's what I do. Like I will give everything to anybody, even
Mm-mm.
strangers.
So
So,
if you could if you
and
could
no, I don't still love him.
okay, if you could Warner, goodness gracious, Warner, oh my lord, Warner, if I tell you this, Warner, so let me ask you a question, Little Bear. If you could go back in time and do everything the exact same way, would you do it? This exact same.
Absolutely 100%. Because I wouldn't be where I am right now if I didn't take those steps.
Okay. Let me ask you
I'm gonna
this.
cry.
Okay, let me ask you this. You said if you could go back in time with that young man and do the same exact things for him, you would do it. Okay. Would you do the same exact thing that you did for that young man for another young man? I know you're married. I know you said you're married right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. For this scenario, just for set aside your marriage, just hypothetically. If you were not married right now and I came into your life, me, Noble, and I came into your life and I was being all loving and caring and compassionate towards you, and I was like, yo, I wanna like, and we end up dating. I get you to end up dating. And I'm like, yo, I wanna I want to like go like learn this trade or whatever. And the program costs 5-6 grand. Um, could you pay that 5-6 grand for me? Also, while I'm learning this, while I'm like in this trade school, I don't want to be working so I can fully focus on what I'm being taught in school. So I don't want to work, and I want you to be fully responsible for the rent and all of the living situation. And in this hypothetical situation, you're still gonna have your beautiful little boy. Would you do that again?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would absolutely. Because I'm not going to use past bad experiences for current experiences and expect the same outcome. And if the same outcome happens, then it's really, just the person, not my
I don't believe
kindness.
you. I've never said this to a woman on this live before, and Noble knows this. And honestly, I really respect your experiences. I think that what you went through was absolutely horrific and disgusting, and you did not deserve that. But I don't
But
believe
we die. She
you.
doesn't feel that way though.
I don't believe her because I don't think that she
I
like
believe her. We
genuinely.
died. I'm
No, I don't
sorry. The
believe
questions
her.
I've
I
been
don't
asking her
believe
and the
her
answers
because
she's been
I
given,
don't
I have
believe
to
her
believe
because
her
I
at this point.
genuinely. No, let me explain. Let me explain why. Listen, Lula, I think that you've been through a lot of really traumatic experiences in your life. I think that you've had people who have taken advantage of you, and I think that you genuinely are operating out of a place of not being able to advocate for yourself and stand up for yourself. It is not because you're good. It is not because like you may be a good person, have a good heart, but people are just going to continue to take and take and take and take and take from you in life if you do not stand up for yourself. And that's that kind of shit that arises when you've been traumatized. That man came into your life because, like you said, you came out of a relationship that was abusive, right? And so he saw a window, walked into it, right? And took everything he could take you for. And people are just going to continue to do that until you learn to have boundaries and to protect yourself.
Okay, and see, that's the thing. I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's not a matter of me not respecting myself or me not um
No,
you
I
know,
believe you do respect yourself, but it comes
no,
from
no,
like, you know,
listen though. It's
yeah.
it's it's a part of my character that will never change based off of
No, it's a
somebody else's
trauma response.
wrongdoing.
It is a trauma response, baby. It is a trauma response. I learned this. Like, I'm a giver, right? I'm a giver, just like you, right? Um, However, I learned that I need to advocate for myself and create boundaries, because once you start giving and you tell yourself that's my personality, it is not your personality all the time. Sometimes you give to people because you are literally hurt. Like, have you been to therapy?
Okay. And I get that you're saying
Because
that
I'm
this
worried about
happens,
you. You are
but
such a patient person.
I'm telling you right now that it has nothing, I don't give out of pity. I don't give out of being hurt. I don't give because I don't think that I deserve, or because I don't think that I can get something I deserve. So I need to give to be able to do that. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's just, this is literally a part of me, and it's not a trauma response. That I don't feel like my personality needs to change. My Because money is nothing. Money is just paper. It's literally it doesn't make the
No,
world go
he said he
around. As
doesn't pay
far as,
child support. It's not
do what?
selflessness though. Like, I think there's a difference between selflessness and when you, like, there is a selflessness that you can give to people, right? And it's kind of like that analogy of, you can only give to people when your cup is full, right? You can only
No,
give to
that's
people.
not true.
That is true though.
You can still give even if you don't have much to give.
No, because what you gave up to these people, right? And for you to go ahead and say, like, I didn't have friends at that time. He knew what he was doing, right?
But
Like that.
no, and I really don't believe that, because it's not, I created that in him.
No, you did. Because
Yeah, I
you
did, because
didn't,
he didn't
you
ask.
didn't. He
He
was a
didn't ask.
grown man. He was a
He
grown
doesn't
man.
have to ask. What is your name? Is your name Alicia or Alishaya?
Alicia.
Alicia. He doesn't have to ask. If Alicia, listen, I tell women all the time. I can tell you. Like, I tell women all the time. Like, if a man is going to be a sucker, you need to lick him. And like, respectfully, Alicia, you made yourself a sucker, and he licked you. He got what he needed to get out of you, and he kept it pushing. Like, that's what happened. You don't need. He doesn't need to ask you. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to try to make you the sucker for you to be the sucker. People present themselves as suckers all the time, and people get licked all the time. And listen, I'm not listen. Like, again, Alicia, I'm not making this a joking matter. I really think it's unfortunate what happened to you. Even if you clearly don't think it's unfortunate, because you've said like you are who you are, and I respect that. But you know, if you
Okay,
think
so
that
the
you
thing
should,
is that you don't feel like men do that. You don't feel like men
men
provide for
do that.
women.
Men,
And do
men,
you feel
men.
like do you feel like that they need to go through therapy because they're making wrong decisions?
Um, you said, you like Widad said, you said you were in an abusive relationship before you got into this. So like Widad said, and this is what Widad said, whether you want to agree to it or not. Um, I mean, listen, I don't know you. I'm not you, so I can't say whether if
I do
you
think
were
men need to go to therapy. I literally say that all the time, though, don't I, Noble? I'm like, if you're literally out here being used
exactly
and finessed,
Amira, exactly. But I'm just saying,
like,
I don't know,
I'm not speaking for her
Alicia, if
experience. I'm just saying, like, I would finesse someone like you too. The difference is, though, like, it's not, you can't just sit here and act like you're Jesus, because you're not Jesus, because you're letting people, like, use you and stuff
use
and putting
you.
yourself in these positions. Maybe it's, like, hard for me to understand that, but, like, that,
No,
I,
it's not. We
that
die. It's
savior
not. We
complex is
die. It's
so
not. It's hard for
weird.
you to understand. It's not hard for me to understand.
It is
Like,
hard for me to understand, because I don't even understand it in men. The difference is I don't care about men, and I don't really care who uses them or not, because you
Melanie,
know,
I'm gonna get you up.
it's not really my
Okay, but
problem.
see, that's the thing. Like I expressed my my life to y'all for whatever reason. And so I'm not mentally unstable. I'm
I
not
don't think you're
dwelling on
unstable.
this. No, no,
I don't think
listen,
you're
I'm
unstable.
not, I don't feel like I made a bad decision. I don't feel like I um was used per se because I did create that in him. I offered, I said, you know, I created that lifestyle in our home, and from what happened, it didn't go the way that I expected it to, which, nothing ever should have expectations. But you know, to me, I didn't fail. I didn't get, because I'm happy where I am and I have
Rico,
a good life, and I uh gained more out of that than anything else. So I didn't lose.
I'll
It
be
wasn't like a win or lose thing.
I'll be honest with you, Alicia. This is just my personal opinion. I don't think you gained anything out of it. I don't think you learned or gained anything out of it from the way you're talking. Like, and I say that very
Mhm.
respectfully, because for you, because I asked you if you could go back and do it all again. You said you would. You said because it made you who you are today. I understand that, but I presented, just if you weren't married, I presented a whole nother hypothetical similar situation, and you said that you would do it. You said you would basically, not basically, you
Mhm.
said you would do the same thing all over again. And I mean, I just think, Alicia, I just think that
Is
for
he
you
like
to
involved
think
in his
that, for
kid's
you to do
life?
that, hold on, we dot, Alicia, I think for you to have done what you did, and for you to like just be openly, willingly, for you to just be willing to do it again, um,
But I did do
I
it
don't,
again, and I'm married to that person.
you did it again.
I did.
What do you mean you did it again?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I mean that I financially supported someone,
For how long?
and
Okay, what does financially support mean? What is that? What did that mean this time around?
Y'all can't be on. Listen, I'm gonna ask you something really directly, and please don't take it the wrong way. You said that the EMT guy's kid is 2 years old or turning 2 years old, so that's one in a couple of months, right? And
well, yeah, almost two.
so like one in a couple of months, and so in order, you were pregnant for like 9 months, right? And
Wait.
like yeah, like 9 months. Let's just say like full term. When did you financially support and like like because that's a new baby, right? That's a new baby. um when did you marry someone else and like financially support them?
Right. That's
And
what I'm trying
also,
to.
where is the EMT at? Is he paying for
No,
her to
let's
go
not
to
worry about the EMT.
school?
Let's worry about
No,
the
because
first
we're
one.
squaring up with
How
this
long have you been
man.
married, Alicia?
We fighting this man.
Um, a month.
Oh, you've been married a month.
And how
Yes.
long have you known each other?
I've known this person for 4 years, but it wasn't like that. Like, we
Okay.
got together shortly after I had my baby because I was already single.
What did financially supporting mean this time around?
Well, I'm almost scared to tell you because y'all are just gonna say I need therapy again.
No,
So,
Oh no,
no,
I think
no.
I'm in therapy, so don't take it personally. I literally go twice a month. Sometimes I email her daily. Don't worry, we just say that just for shits and giggles.
um, long story short, he was married, um, got a divorce, left everything behind, didn't have any money to his name, didn't even have anything because his wife took everything, literally everything. He didn't even have a bank account. Like, I opened him a bank account. He was working, but in order to like get in a rent house and get on his feet and everything, I had to pay all of his, deposits and his rent and like all his first month things and stuff because he didn't have anything. And car insurance, truck note, everything. For the first couple months. And so I did all of that. And then while living on my own, so yeah, that's what I
Alicia,
did.